We've got a plan to make $280,000 minimum in only 9 months. With that money, we plan to buy a new harvester, a new grain header, a silo, and part of the plan we're going to hit in this episode, we're buying our biggest new field yet. We left off wrapping our grass bales for silage, which will be a major contributor to our $280,000 goal. But that's just a minimum. Realistically, we've also got monthly operating costs and loans to pay the bank, and other small bills like repairs and fuel that'll be easily another $10,000 between now and July when this big-headed plan is supposed to come to fruition. If we make it though, it'll be a major milestone for the farm as it breaks us into the business of arable crops like wheat and barley. In fact, that first harvest is going to happen in July. Let's get down to the new field we plan to buy and I'll show you. Here we are, a nice field of wheat owned by Katie. She owns several fields up in this part of the map. It needs lime and has weeds, but it's 100% fertilized and was freshly planted last month. You can see on the planting calendar, the first planting month is September, last month. And the wheat wouldn't have sprouted like this if we had just planted it this month, which means it'll be ready to harvest in July. That's our target. It's also a pretty magnificent field. I mean, just look at the size of it. It's double the size of any field we've purchased so far in the series. This is going to be fantastic. We won't be buying anything though if we don't get the rest of the grass wrapped, so let's get back to work and finish the rest of the silage. All right, that's the last bale pushed out, and we get to do something with the wrapper we've never done after finishing the fields. Put it away in our shed. Originally, I figured the shed would be more for aesthetics and RP purposes, but I've actually really enjoyed using the shed functionally. It's adding a lot to the gameplay, which I hadn't expected. We'll proceed with the rolling and get that second application of fertilizer with a little mechanical intervention. It's starting to feel like we have a decent amount of grass to work with on the farm, which is great. It makes all the grass equipment worth having. Let's get this put away back into the shed. There, nicely fit. We have chores with the Deutzfahrer to water the goats, and we want to make sure we keep them well cared for. Their goat milk production has really stepped up, and for such small animals, they're having a big impact on the growth of the farm. We'll drop the tanker back at the mushroom house, and I believe that's it for October. November will be Planks and Beams month, and what I'm trying to do is buy the new field this month, if we're able at all. I can let some crop yield things go like seed rolling or even lime for a short period of time, but weeds will definitely hurt the productivity, and if I buy the field here in November, the weeds will be small enough for me to use a weeder or a hoe without having to invest in an expensive sprayer. Let's just see what our nice load of long planks and beams gives us. First, we'll let the long planks go with the special little cell point, and then the beams at the main playground. We're up to almost 120,000, which is great, but that's about 4,500 short of the field, so we need to find something else to sell. Okay, so the way I'm seeing it is that we need enough money to cover the cost of the field and the rental fee for an implement to clear the weeds. In October, the size of the weeds were small, putting us at a 72% yield bonus. This month, they're medium, dropping the yield to 67%. So I don't want to wait until it's even worse. We need to buy the field and clear the weeds. I think the key will be to sell the main trunk of the big elm we've been getting branches off of for the sawmill. I don't know exactly what it's worth, but it's gotta be 6,000. I mean, we're going to have a hard time even lifting it into pieces onto the trailer. There's gotta be a lot of wood there. We've got it, and we'll haul in the last stumpy part held in the log grab. We're also going to visit a new sell point for us on the map, and that's the sawmill. The sawmill's giving us the best price, and it's a little trek across the map, but we need every bit. And I'm curious to see what the sawmill's like. Okay, here we are. And where we have to go is down there. Let me back up and get on that little gravel road. We'll just wind our way down through the sawmill, ford this little creek. I'm kind of liking this approach, and drop. There must be a cell trigger somewhere. Yes, it's behind us on the porch of the building. A little hidden, but we found it. 4,000. We're just a little bit shy of the field, and definitely shy of renting any equipment. Let's get back to the farm, and I'll think about what to do. One thing's for certain, we need some more wood for our own sawmill. And what I'll do is cut down another big elm from one of our new fields. This flat field we bought is where I thought I'd put our silo, and along the end would be really nice, so we'll hack down this tree and use some of the branches to feed the mill. Okay, well, things got a little hung up, but we got that first piece free. Let's see what we can do about the other one. I think it's stuck worse. It was super stuck on one of those downy service berries I talked about in another episode, but we freed it as well, so now we'll just trim it a little and maneuver some of the pieces over to the sawmill. Okay, the mill is full, and we have the main trunk and a big piece of the branches left. Probably half the branches. What we'll do is just cut this in half and take the pieces over next to the sawmill for storage. We could have left them where they were. We won't be cutting the grass in the winter, but at least they'll be more handy. This is a great branch storage spot, right where we used to keep a lot of our equipment. Well, that task is done, but we're still left with a shortage of funds to buy the field. As long as we're doing wood, we'll stay with wood and cut down one of our nearly grown lodgepole pines. It's not fully grown yet, so it'll only be worth about half its potential revenue, but it's almost a guaranteed $2,500. I can't help but feel as though the big elm trunk would have been worth a lot more to us as sawmill food, so we'll save our deciduous trees for the mill and sell the lodge poles for money. 3 pieces and quick loading. I will do a change up here though and use the Deutz-Fahr to deliver. The trailer, even without anything on it, is pretty heavy for the 3650, so we'll let our higher horsepower tractor do the work. 2,340, we have what we need for the field. Let's get back home and buy it. Field 30, it's ours. The biggest, most expensive field purchase we've made so far. And we've almost finished part 1 of our impossible goal. That's right, I said almost. We need to clear the field of weeds, and we're a few hundred short of being able to rent the hoe. I think this hoe is the only one that pulls out medium-sized weeds, and the answer to our shortage will be our final pallet of goat cheese. So we'll drop the log grab right here in our wonderful shed and get the pallet for it. Because there's only one pallet, we don't even need a trailer. This will be a nice quick trip to the small farmer's kiosk, probably a little inefficient for just one pallet, but it's what we need. There we go. Almost $2,000, $3,600 in the account, so we'll get the 3650 back to the farm, get the Deutz-Fahr. The hoe is kinda heavy and needs the extra horsepower, and bring back our rented hoe. This thing rips out weeds at 15 miles per hour and has a super impressive working width. So even though this is our biggest field, it'll be incredibly fast. Yes, I can see the field looking much cleaner behind the hoe. It's working. Let's finish it up. This hoe is the best piece of equipment we've used so far in this series. I want one. And we'll need one as soon as we move more into arable crops. With the field purchased, the pressure is on for part 2 of our massive goal, and I estimate we'll need to make a minimum of $160,000 in the next 8 months. And hopefully we can just grab the bottom edge of that goal. In the next episode, we're going to keep pushing the tiny farm. See you in the next one.